like that. You can't just turn away when someone lost the big fight in a giant, massive fucking. Oh no! Please tell me that's gonna hit. Yes! Oh no! This is gonna be fun. I'm excited for this. This will be a very, very difficult fight. If he's got a gunner, which I hope he does, and the sentinel, is it a sentinel? Warden, okay. Okay, let's go. Oh, he does. He does. Okay, so I got two options here. I can get really close, or I can stay super far away. Option number one is you can get real close here because looks like he's got gun like turrets on the like the cannons on his turret. All right, so as he crests this corner here, push in hard. And I've got his shields down, so he's going to extend on that turn. That's fine. Let him extend. Let him come towards me. Reverse into a delta merge. I want him to come to me. Now he's backing off because he lost his shields and he's hurt. So he's going to turn on this corner here. This is where we can push in. And then we can push around because his buddy's on us too. And he's not going to hit anything. See how like the cannons, like again, right? Small movements make the cannons miss, right? So like I'm just making those small little deflection changes. So he's coming back towards me. Delta merge through here. Now I can get some distance because I've got the right spot. Oh no! Not good. Okay, I got to back off. Took a cannon hit there way too close. See, that's what I mean by like one mistake and it's over, right? I'm very lucky I actually didn't die there. But there, he's down. Alright, so the importance of cannons. Another delta merge here. He's going to be way too fast. What do I got here? Oh, it's Maximus again. I'm not too worried about him right now. So he's going to... There we go. Sneak in behind him. So that was a delta merge. Now he's probably going to try and run because he knows I've got position on him. But like he should be turning to fight right now, but like I don't understand why these guys don't stand and fight. Like you're just taking an unnecessary amount of damage here trying to get away, which obviously it's not working because I'm on you the whole time. He's going to try and spool up his quantum drive or something. And if he's just trying to distance himself, like, remember what I told you guys before about distancing yourself from a fight? You want to never give your back to your opponent. You want to joust through your opponent to create that separation. But if if the guy's pre-nosed on you, like he's gonna be on you the whole time. So it doesn't matter if my speed's at 1100, 1200, 16, whatever. You know, it's not going to be good news for him. Welcome back, everybody, to another video. And today we're looking at two heavy fighters versus the Arrow in one of our play sessions last night. And I gotta say, it's always a fun time engaging a Hurricane. And if we look at this loadout for the Hurricane, we can tell pretty clearly that he's got his 4 repeaters on his turret, which is the bulk of his pressure. And then he's also running double distortion cannons, which is probably one of the most meta setups I've seen. I mean, I wouldn't have run the cannons for the distortions. I would have run at least the size 3 repeaters, because right now there is no size 4 distortion repeaters, right? So he's struggling, as we can see here clearly, he's struggling with velocity. But you know, there was at one point during the fight, which you'll see here, where he does get a cannon shot on me. And it nearly disables me in a single shot. So I can, so it's pretty obvious to me that this Hurricane has probably got quite a few kills under its belt, considering its loadout. It's likely that these guys have experienced some form of PvP before, considering what their loadout is. And it's probably been quite effective for them for quite a while, considering how fast you can disable somebody with a distortion loadout. Size 4 distortions only require a few hits And if he had hit me in the right spot or had a lucky hit, he probably could have turned my ship off entirely after one or two hits, right? So definitely a dangerous setup. But I just kind of want to go through here and walk through. So right here, I actually get a little excited. I get a little close to him. And this is where I put myself into a little bit of a bad spot. One shot, two shot right there. I mean, the first shot took my shields down. The second shot nearly disabled my ship. I'm very lucky. I lost my guns there for a second. And obviously I didn't get disabled, but it's risky. I mean, distortions disable you so quickly. And if he had hit me a little further back behind my cockpit, he might have just turned my ship off entirely, right? So definitely a risk. So you got to be very careful when you push in to something like a hurricane, because the hurricane, all it needs is a few shots and you're pretty much toast. So pretty wild fight. But again, the reason why that fight went south for that hurricane is because he consistently had his speed so high, and he's rotating in these long sweeping turns, and he's not really rolling with me. He's not really canceling my momentum. He's kind of playing his own game and I'm playing mine, right? But the difference here is, if he's going to play his own game here and he's going to try to set his own pace, he's going to try and set a flight pattern that it's up to the ship that's the most maneuverable to set the fight, and it's up to the ship that's less maneuverable to cancel out what that opponent is doing, right? So the faster ship's always the one that's kind of setting the pace, because you're the faster ship, you know what I mean? But obviously you don't have anywhere close to the same shields or weapon capabilities, right? Now, obviously the Vanguard here, this must have been a rookie pilot, because he was trying to help during that last fight, but he was never able to get close enough. And this is a common thing I see with a lot of heavy fighter pilots, is they struggle immensely with kind of range control and just getting the right spot on somebody, because especially when the speeds are high, you've got a lot of momentum, you got a lot of weight on some of these ships, right? So it's hard to manage the momentum, right? You kind of see this skill differential where you have the light fighter pilots that are typically getting a little better results just because it's a little easier to manage your momentum because you're lighter. And then you have a vast majority of heavy fighter pilots that are, kind of struggling. And then you see the odd, real pro pilot flying the heavy fighters. And I mean, it's just a night and day difference, man. I mean, the heavy fighters are insane. I mean, truly insane. It's just, you gotta manage that momentum. You gotta manage that speed differential, right? But all in all, pretty fun fight. Definitely a challenge to fight a hurricane, no matter what loadout it's carrying most of the time, right? Especially if it's got repeaters on its turret. But the big take home here for this fight is continuous movement, right? You'll notice that I'm in a continuous corkscrew and I'm not over rolling, right? Because if I over roll too much, then I basically stand still in space. So I'm just giving myself a little bit of a roll, using those bottom thrusters to kind of keep myself in a position. And that way it's going to make it exceptionally more difficult for any kind of damage to apply. And if that hurricane wanted to apply his damage to me, he should have canceled my roll. He should have matched my position with his. He should have did a little bit of pre-nosing, got position first, and then just dropped the hammer. It's really unlikely that my arrow would have been able to sustain any kind of fight for long enough. All right, guys. That's pretty much all I got for you today. Pretty fun fight. I love having these fights, right? So again, right, it's all looking at the small things, right? Looking at the mistakes, looking at the small things, looking at the things that you can improve, and putting all the things that you've learned together in a nice, fluid, controlled way, right? So 1% every day, right, guys? Take a look at Predator mounts, guys, if you're interested in getting a mounting system for your sticks. I say it on every video almost. Use the code AvengerOne to get discounts. And also, as always, guys, thank you so much for all the love and support. I hope all you folks show up for stream at some point, have some fun, join the team, have some fun on Discord as well, ask questions, get involved. And there are, and remember, guys, there's no stupid questions, right? This is a chance for us to learn, grow, become better pilots, and just have a good time as we slowly develop
the Star Citizen flight experience, right? So exciting new changes coming down the road. And as always, guys, remember anything that changes with combat, any new metas that pop up, I'm always going to be the first one to put a video out and train all you folks as to what's going on, so you always maintain the knowledge base. You know, you're always up to date with all the stuff that's going on, and that you can maintain some kind of competitive edge as you continue to play the game. All right, guys, thank you so much. I was AvengerOne, and I'll see you next time.